What's the worst thing you can do if you're a fire eater?
Well, there are vegetarian restaurants, aren't there, where you can't get meat.
Yeah.
So if you're a fire
vegetarian
eater...
restaurants, I think.
Yes.
Qualified.
Nothing wrong with that sentence so far.
There are vegetarian restaurants where you can't get meat.
Yeah.
To quote the great John Cleese, thank you for... What's your specialist subject? The bleeding obvious.
You've heard about these, apparently, these vegetarian restaurants...
I was establishing what I thought was an uncontroversial point, that in vegetarian restaurants you can't eat meat because they don't serve it.
No, they don't.
You can't
I believe that's right.
So, there may be restaurants that don't serve fire. So, if you're a fire eater, there'd be no point in going to these restaurants and ordering fire. This is a simple point I was trying to make, but I was interrupted rather on the way.
I'll have a nice plate of fire, please.
Yes.
And that wouldn't
I would have
work.
thought at a Christmas event, if a fire eater was thinking, I haven't shown my family this skill, and there was a urine-soaked granny who'd been brought out of the home just for a day for Christmas, that would probably not be the time to say, so what are you up to now? Bruno.
Well, basically, I mean, I don't know if you know much about fire eating. There isn't really much to know. What you see is what they do. It really is as bad as it looks. I mean, they mostly have mouths filled with blisters and ulcers. It's a very unpleasant thing to do.
Do you eat
and
the fire?
They hurt themselves. Basically, what you shouldn't do is breathe in. They have this condition, fire eater's lung, which is obviously, as you can imagine, an absolutely horrific condition. And
It's like farmer's lung, and there's no subsidy.
Exactly.
Because basically it's fire spitting rather than fire eating.
And that's, no matter how careful they are, they ingest the lighter fluid, which is toxic.
Or if you had plastic false teeth or wooden false teeth, which I think we've discussed in this programme.
Yes,
that would be a disaster because they would catch fire.
They would catch fire. That would be awful. Yeah, and the
smoking.
smoke would then...
Smoke.
Yeah.
Which would smoke. Apparently would kill you.
It wouldn't be the fire, you see.
Well, anyway, perhaps the most important piece of advice to the fire eater is do not inhale.